Good morning, stream. Morning. We are back. Wow. What a move overnight. We called it in Discord yesterday, all weekend. We said de-escalation is going to continue. But it seems like your trusty US government have lied to you again, doesn't it? 245 tariffs become 145 tariffs, became 110% tariffs. And last week, Trump said he didn't see it going below 80%. And now you're at 10%. So 2 days later, 70% drop. What does that mean? We price it in. Massive relief. And it gets priced in. It gets priced in very quick. So if you were not trading that open last night, or if you weren't trading Asia or London session, you're probably coming to the desk thinking, what the bloody hell has happened? How do I get involved in that? And this is where we're at now. Now we just have to think about what's next and how we can get involved. But as ever, we're not going to jump the gun, all right? We're going to do a top-down approach and see if we can find some momentum and location that works. Because right now, momentum is very bullish. Location is absolutely horrific. So let's go through it all now on the charts, and we'll see what we get. So, daily chart right here. You can see the old flow zone play. Lower bowl, 5-day, 20-day, 5-day, 20-day, reclaim 20, reclaim 50, reclaim 200. That was target last week where we just got stuck. Bollinger, top Bollinger. All right, we've rotated from lower bowl to top bowl. This is like an elastic band. We go back and forwards. So if we're going to get continuation on this trade, if this bowl is going to continue to do this, we're going to need to have a little bit of time, and we're going to need to have this 5-day come up with it, and then 20-day start to cross here, and then we'll be able to do rotations like this for the rest of the quarter and rest of the year. I would not be surprised for today to be a bit like these sessions here, where we have an overextension through the bowl, just because the news that is making us move is so big. All right, so normally I would say no longs outside of this. I still kind of feel like that, but it would not surprise me to see a little peak out and maybe close down here or something. It's very, very possible, but we have to respect it. So from a daily point of view, we're up over the 200-day and we've squeezed up to the Bollinger. So location for longs, terrible. Absolutely terrible location for longs. We talked about it last week. The best location for longs was in here. So you would need it to be a swing buy for this move. Partial here and then playing the extension outside. All right, we're also in the middle, or the top side, I should say, of the golden zone. If we go from all-time high down to this swing low, you can see on a daily, we're now inside of golden zone. So that drive up to the 786 pivot would take you to 21,187. Might as well call it 190, which you can see is also a red box for me. Why is it a red box? Well, we can see it's been a big level, right here was resistance point, resistance, support, failed under, came back above, failed under, came back above, support again, resistance again. And this is the first time we're back testing it since the end of Feb. All right, so big level in here. What do we need to wait for? Really, ideally, whether the market's going to give it or not, we'd like this move here. All right, market very well may not give this move. All right, we're very, very squeezy right now. If we get up and into here, I expect some sort of consolidation over the coming weeks before this. Maybe while they figure out, does the 10% tariff work? Do they reduce it completely to 0? All the way up we go. Or does the 10% tariff not work? And do we come up here and get a failed breakout and then a return down because they go back to like 100%? All right, so remember, we're just in this for 90 days. This is not confirmed for any longer than that yet. So we'll price in for 90 days and then the market will wait to see if there's any reaction beyond that. That's where we're at on the daily. Let's have a look on the higher time frames, on the hourlies. All right, you can see big gap up here. Move my mic a bit. When did that mute go on? Has that been the whole way? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to have to do this whole thing very quickly, aren't we? Oh dear. Was that the whole thing when I moved it? Did you get the daily? After daily. Okay, we can do this. Don't worry, team. Volumes created here on the H1. We need to be holding this for dips to go higher. So a trap under here would be fantastic. All right, a trap under here would be fantastic. If we fail to trap here, a rotation down to support is very, very likely. So 800, 780, somewhere around there becomes key. You can see it at the edge of the H1 and you can see it right here where we held dips. All right, so Globex high is where we're trying to base right now. This is a risky trade to take this for continuation. Very, very, very risky. You're opening yourself up to here. So I'd say a return to VWAP, any return to VWAP with a trap underneath and a shift in momentum is a very good buying opportunity. Your location's much better here for a retest of the high. If we fail VWAP, we are very thin in here. Okay, if we fail VWAP, a return to the Asia high and this old RBS level, all right, off a daily and hourly right here becomes very, very probable. So ideally, I'd like dips, but there's only a few locations I'd like them in. That's what I was trying to say to you all. So into and around VWAP would be ideal. A sweep of this and a reclaim, something like this would be fantastic. If we fail to do that and we rotate, be very careful if we get stuck here for this move down to here. And from here, I'd be thinking about dips back up. If we fail this, we go gap fill. What do I think the chances of doing this are? Zero chance. I do not think we do a gap fill today. You would need to have something massive come out like, hey, I'm only joking about the 10% tariffs. We're at 100. It's not going to happen. Right, so momentum is upside. But what I don't really want to do, if I can avoid it, I don't really want to be buying up here in supply in this block here. So if it sets up this move, it's not going to let me draw, is it? If it sets up this move here, I would be very cautious about buying it. Very, very cautious. Just because of the location, terrible. Momentum's great. So it would mean if I'm going to take that, it'd be tiny, tiny, tiny size to see if it can prove itself. But I'd much rather they sweep late balls out before going higher. All right, that's all I was really saying on the hourly chart to like condense it down for you. Okay, so we're looking for dips if they hold. If we start failing these key levels, then there is a counter trend. All right, so where was that counter trend? Let's just mark this out here. I'd say this level right here becomes key on the lower time frame. Make sure you're on the right chart. Yeah, this level here. All right, this level here is key. If we fail these levels here into VWAP, all right, if we get a drift down or a sharp move at the open that gets absorbed. If we get a sharp move that gets absorbed, we're looking long. If we get stuck like this, this rotation becomes possible. This will be counter trend, right? This leg here will be counter trend. That will be a 2-leg pullback and it will be counter trend because on the higher time frame, it can still support this to be bid back upside. Just remember, we're at the top Bollinger. So I don't love longs up here right now. I'd much prefer to get long after a bull trap at the highs, rotate down, trap bears, and then go up. That would be perfect. Right, let's have a quick look across the ETF, see where they can go. SPY, I think, has a potential move up to 84s today. QQQ, if it wants to get going, we're looking at 512s and then 520s. Absolutely nuts. VIX, you'll notice, has failed. All right, VIX has failed the 20s. We're back into the teens. Do we short the VIX when it's drifting into the teens? No. Do we short the market? No, we do not. All right, so this is telling you under 25s, then we went under 20 into the teens, looking very, very good. All right, so as long as we're going to soak and absorb this market, if we keep drifting down lower and lower in the teens on the market, then we have possible continuation, but we need to see a bit of a cool off. If we have a quick look at the mag, I've got time to do it. Let's move this to a 5 minute. All right, Apple, you're going to see the same thing across the board, gapping up, ripping through key levels right now. Microsoft, same thing, gapping up above key levels from last week. Amazon, just an absolute monster move. Goog, gapping up, it will try and recover and get up to here. All right, it's going to try and get up to where it was from that ridiculous news that got it washed out. I think that was way over exaggerated. Meta looking good as well, gapping up above key levels. Nvidia, the same thing. Tesla, the same thing. These things are massive, massive strength due to what's going on in China. And you look good. You look really good. So we're looking for dips if they will give us an opportunity to buy today. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to have dips if I can find an opportunity to buy. You'll notice on the chart, I have a new version of the flow zones. All right, this will be available once I'm happy with it testing today. But you can see, a bit like the Ninja one, it recolors the candles based on momentum. It also prints out every single level that I need, including my orb and including my Globex levels. So that orange and orange are my Globex levels. So I've got everything done for me now with this new version. And we are opening in 2 minutes. We've got a bit of time here. Why are people saying I'm still muted? I'm definitely not still muted. All right, let's get through the good morning. Sorry about that, folks. What a shame. I bet you all panicked. Sorry about that. Morning, Miguel, Clint, John, Donna, Jeff, Jacob Up One, Peter, Michael, Jesse M, TR, Abe, Brad, JD, Brandon, Richard, DK, Chris, Jake, Andrus, Thumper, Gopher Hill, Christy, Raphael, Scott, Aga, Eva, Willa, John Lucan, Mike. Sorry, I can just see what you all saying about the sound. So sorry about that. We got through it all. We had plenty of time. It's okay. Lee Kim, Gus, Jesse, Ash, Mindful Matters, Andrew H, Hector, Merrick, Peter. Morning, everyone. Anyone I missed, I'm sorry. I know I've missed lots of you there. Camille, Jimbo, Zach. Morning. All right, market opening up here in 30 seconds. Few new features on the chart now. You'll notice on the stream, we've got a scroller, a ticker scroller, just for the mag, so you can see the mag. They will update. As soon as it opens, it should update properly. All right, so it's probably stuck until it opens. But don't worry, all of the mag gapping up. It's just how the mag works. They never show the gap up until they open on TradingView for some reason. And let's see how we go. Yes, exactly. Who was that saying, remember that 800 print on a Friday? Exactly, Merrick. They knew something. They ended up probably buying about 1,500 units. Which says it all, doesn't it? Like I said, we talked about it then. Very possible inside trading. Who'd have guessed it, eh? Who'd have guessed it that Trump would make a huge statement over the weekend when the market is closed? Who'd have guessed it? Has a habit of doing that, doesn't he? So we're just going to wait now. Let this market open. Not going to be in a rush at the open. And see how we can go from there. I'd like to join the market long for a pro trend opportunity if it gives me a deep enough pullback where I think there's some decent RR to grab. Here's the open. So morning print drifting down into the deep pullback. Remember, we're watching here and then we're going to watch below that as well. We'd like to get involved. And Trump's now talking, is he as well? Fantastic. So he's speaking with the health secretary, Bobby. So we'll see. If we can get that drift into VWAP, fantastic. I will think about buying that if we come down there, especially if we can wash 777, having a quick look at the tape. And buyers right now at 800, 200 lot at 800. The lower we go here, the better. It will provide the better opportunity. Remember, we're looking for a nice deep drive down. Nice deep drive down into some of these levels. That will provide the best opportunity here. We don't want to buy dips if it cannot hold, though. All right. We came and tapped that top Bollinger Band. We're likely to see a pullback off it, which we're starting to see. I do want to be a dip buyer if it provides an opportunity. We are up very, very, very high. We've done a huge move, probably big enough for a week. Let's see what we can do today. Can we drift down anywhere near a VWAP. Let's get the New York Open on. Let's get all this fixed. These are open candles. We're all the way up here. And if we can come down into here and soak and hold, I'm interested in buys. Starting to see some absorption early here. Oh, is that going to be it? Surely not. Feels like it. Starting to get a little jumpy here on the candles. We'd like that trade down in towards VWAP. Watching the ES and the SPY as well. And the QQQ. Man, if that's it, I'm going to be very disappointed. I'd really like this to come a bit lower than that. Come on. Yeah, OPEX on Friday, you're right. I'm sure there's some huge levels. Let's see if we can get this Trump stream open, because it'd be nice when he finishes talking. No doubt he's going to... Oh, he's not even on live yet, unless he's just finished. Has he just finished? Am I in late? That would be good. Morning, Tyson. As you can see, I had my hair chopped at the weekend. I'm getting used to it. So if you see me running my hands through my hair, I'm getting used to it. It's all gone. Well, a lot of it's gone. Freaked out at first. Felt like I looked like somewhere between an Italian, Russian, and Arabic drug dealer. I'm getting used to it now. Oh, I don't like that ticker thing. That's not updating, is it? That's well off. All right, let's get rid of that. I'll have to do some research into that, why that's not working. Thanks, Jake. All right, let's see now if we can come and get into this blue box near around here, and if we're going to find some absorption there. That's what I'm interested in. Do we pull back and find some absorption in those levels or not? It's the 800s. 100 lot at 800. And there's some liquidity underneath it. And we said under here, we start to get a bit thinner though. So if we start letting go of VWAP, we start to get a bit thinner. I'd be a bit concerned if we start letting go of that, how deep we could go on a flush. I'm looking for this to just come and sort of sweep out some of these late bulls, trap some bears in who are looking for a breakdown, and then offer some form of trade back up to the upside. VIX still trading lower right now. Getting close to VWAP here across the indexes. SPY the same thing. All right, so getting interested. Just want to see a reaction here. I'm not going to just buy this move straight into it. I want to see some form of reaction. I'd ideally like it to sweep, what's this, 78 or whatever I marked in, this level here, bottom of this box. Ideally, it sweeps that first. That makes it an easier trade. VIX still trading lower, 1930. All right, so we're trading down while the VIX is trading down. So we're in a risk-on environment when the VIX is doing this. So I expect buyers to turn up at some point. The question is when? When do they turn up? Only 6 minutes into the day here. If we let go of this level and we don't find bids, we will be in trouble. We will get very, very thin for a move, potentially down to sort of 600, 500 and 600. So I want to make sure buyers want to step in here. VIX 1925 now, still drifting lower. ES coming into its VWAP here. Do we take out these lows on the SPY as well? 578 if you're trading the SPY. I want to see if it finds a bid there or thereabouts. I'm sure everyone wants to get long. It's just like a waiting game. You don't want to get long in the worst area. SPY starting to move down towards VWAP, almost at VWAP now on the ES. Sorry, not on the SPY, on the ES. I really would like to see a flush first before we just rip higher. Just a little sweep and then go. But buyers starting to step in here in front of VWAP on the ES. Really just want to just see a little whip down, have shorts chase in, and then get that return back upside. Looking for that sort of bear trap. Ideally, I know we're bearish in this 1 minute, but what I'd like to see is something like this. All right, that's what I'm looking for. That kind of signature to go back up and test. If we get stuck under here, I'm not looking for it because we get thin at that point. So made it clear what I'm looking for. We talked about this pre-market. If I can see a bear trap here, I will get involved. If we're just going to sell, I'm not interested. So far, selling volume much, much higher since the open. But you would expect profit taking into that higher or top Bollinger Band, wouldn't you? VWAP almost there now. How low do we go? That's the question. It's starting to find a little bit of a bid off the low of 1923, but still, you know, we are in the teens. Can we come and sweep this level at sort of 78 or something? Not far away, only a few points away. We break that level and turn back inside. I'll be very interested. Here we go. There's the sweep starting. There's VWAP. How do we react now? Big reaction off VWAP. Big reaction off VWAP. Straight away, I'm trying to absorb it. Still want to go a little bit deeper. We are at the key level though. You can see we've swept the blue box, which means we've taken the liquidity from all the buyers who stepped in since 3 a.m. this morning, or 4 a.m. Yeah, 3 a.m. Every buyer after 3 a.m. right now is out the money. So we're looking to see if they trap here or just below, somewhere around here. Watching ES at VWAP here as well. I'd like to join long when it's ready. If it gets ready. If we get under here and we don't find a bid, that's a very different play. Then I'll be looking for a short all the way down to 600. But right now I'm long bias. I'm looking to see how I can join long. If it would give me an opportunity to join long after trapping bears, after washing out bulls. Starting to find bids off that VWAP. You can see it starting to try and squeeze. Still early. Plenty of time yet. I wouldn't mind like one bigger, just sharp move down before moving back up, just so I know it's been absorbed. Sharp move down and then soaking back up would be really good. But so far, they're just starting to find bids early here. Come on, just give us one sharp move down. Whole market very, very green still. Tesla 5.44% up. Nvidia 4.11% up. Meta 5.35% up. Google 3% up. Amazon 7% up. Microsoft a little bit weaker, 0.77% up. And Apple 4.4% up. So you can see we're holding gains well. VIX trading new low of day here. I want one sharp little nasty pull and absorption. That's what I want to see. I'm looking to buy this market, not looking to short this unless it proves itself. I'm really looking to find an opportunity to buy it. Starting to build here versus 800. You can see the bids are starting to pile in here. Here we go. Starting to join this very, very small size. If it will fill me into, I want to join into around 80s. If it will fill me down there. Still early, but I don't mind getting a little piece on in case it runs without me. Do I wait for one leg? Tempted to wait and let one more leg come down here. Just thinking about buying this now into 80s where we are. But I might wait to see if they do that nasty, nasty move I'm looking for first. Oh, it doesn't seem like it. I cancelled my order there, sort of second guessing myself, thinking let's wait for a shove down to 40s and 20s. Let's see. I want a nasty little trap. Basically, I'm looking for something to do this. I want to know that bears are trapped in here. Right now, I don't know that, so I'm just trying to be patient. Thought about buying 80s there. Glad I didn't. Okay, this is more like it. This is what I want to see. Here and then absorbed. I'm also watching these pre-market levels on SPY at 77.90s or 78s. I want to see if we can take that out as well and then absorb. This is the kind of thing I'm more interested in. Like a little shove down and then have that shove brought straight back up. So we are into that London range now. Now, if we stay heavy here, if we back test here and can't reclaim, let's just call it 800, then it's possible we go all the way down to 600, which would be nasty. Has Trump started yet, or is he done? Not seeing anything. I'm watching VWAP here to see if they just shove straight back up, start reclaiming. Here we go. This is the kind of thing I'm interested in. Do we reclaim now? Can you just do a big drive up and to let me know that the bears are trapped underneath that VWAP? That's what I'm looking at. I also want to know, is Trump done? Was that a very short speech today? I've clicked that live link, which is 20 minutes ago, and I'm not seeing anything. Still nothing. Anyone know what time him and Bobby are supposed to talk? Here's VWAP retest. These are starting to be the key levels. He hasn't started. Okay, thank you. Oh, maybe the market's waiting for that. These are starting to be the key levels into VWAP. This is the trap sort of level underneath here. If we start to reclaim, you know what I'm looking for. If we stay heavy, then none of this is validated. QQQ has done the damage. SPY not quite taking out those pre-market levels. They're late, okay. But pulling back off that top Bollinger Band this morning, got stuck at the top Bollinger Band. When momentum shifts here, I do want to join this. As soon as momentum starts to shift here, I do want to join it. Make sure my copy that. There we go. So back into these levels, back to VWAP here. ES into VWAP here as well. Do we start to see a squeeze there? You've now got your opening range. Here's your 15-minute opening range, the white lines. I'd say those 800s are going to be key. 800, 804, if we start to get through that, potential for that move upside. There's the 80s that I was originally looking at. No one really on the tape here. I wonder if everyone's just waiting for Trump now. I do think we can go all the way back upside when it's ready. Here we go. Here's the 800s coming up off those 80s. Selling into those so far, holding flow zones. I still think there's a move upside here today for a retest if and when it becomes ready. The hard thing is going to be Trump talking. Everyone's going to be a bit panicking out of that in case he says something like, you know, I expect the tariffs to be higher than 10% in 90 days or something like that. Like, who knows? You know, this guy's full of it. Doesn't matter what you think of him. You know that he knew we were going to do 10% tariffs on Friday when he said he thinks it would be around 80%. People knew, like we talked about, there was an insider in that tape all day on Friday absorbing it. Here comes possibly Trump now. They're starting to get some boards ready. So still holding that opening range low for now. Still no trade yet. Still looking to join this market long. I'm focused on the longs today until it proves otherwise. You might think I'm nuts, but if we can get a dip opportunity either here, if I miss this, then there will be a short rotation for a possible move to London low, which would be 540, and then I'd be thinking about longs there. But really, I'm focused on longs. I don't really care too much about the shorts today. Look at these lot faffing around in the White House with some boards like school teachers. It's hilarious. How have you not worked out where to put them before doing a stream? I mean, he's going to use it, Jake. He's going to use it as Air Force One, isn't he? And then donate it to the Trump Foundation or something. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'll be buying it when it's ready, Phenom, for sure. For sure. I'm definitely going to buy this when it's ready. I'm not looking to short versus this and pick tops. But I can't buy near the top Bollinger Band. I am looking to be a buyer as soon as it's ready. ES trying to reclaim VWAP here. Can't get back through it. When it's ready here, it's going to go. All right, once it starts to get ready here, it's going to go. Watching that opening range low for a fail break, watching VWAP, watching flow zones. All right, here's your opening range on a 15 minutes. This white line. Well, it's not technically a gift for him, I guess, if they're using it as Air Force One. So, and in fairness to him, he's one of the few people that don't take salaries and hasn't taken a salary. So here's the drive. They're trying to back test those 80s and then the 800s. I'm watching this now if it's going to present an opportunity. The flow zones are still negative so far. There's still downside pressure. But it's starting to try and build some liquidity here. VIX still at lower day, 19.15 now. These 800s are going to be absolutely key. Can already feel it. Back to 80s. ES are dancing around its VWAP. Here's the 800s. Watching this now. If they're going to start to reclaim, I'm watching this carefully. 800 test there. Starting to participate now. Very small size because I'm early. Are we going to hold VWAPs? ES starting to look a little bit better. If the next pullback holds VWAP, I feel good about this. If we're going to hold inside that opening range, I feel very good about it. Here's the squeeze. Looking for a pullback to hold now. Need to see it prove itself and hold. Starting to reclaim 800s here. Need pullbacks to hold. Want to see some liquidity move on the tape higher. There is a seller at 21,000. So I want this next pullback into VWAP to hold. Otherwise, we get a bear flag and it breaks down. I know I'm early. I'm looking for that rotation. And we're watching for that drive up on the SPY. I'd like to see us just drive up to VWAP, basically. Here goes Trump starting to talk now, folks. I'm just going to turn this on a sec.
Lots of nuclear weapons, and they were going at it hot and heavy, and it was seemingly not going to stop.
So this has got nothing to do with Health Secretary. Like we said, this is the danger. He could say anything right now. Must be talking about India, I'm going to guess.
Of India and Pakistan
Yeah.
was unwavering, powerful, but unwavering in both cases. Having these, they really were, from the standpoint of having the strength and the wisdom and fortitude to fully know and to understand the gravity of the situation. And we helped a lot. And we helped also with trade. I said, come on, we're going to do a lot of trade with you guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you stop it, we do a trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade. People have never really used trade the way I used it. And I can tell you. And all of a sudden,
Oh, God.
stop. And they have. And they did it for a lot of reasons. But trade is a big one. We're going to do a lot of trade with Pakistan. We're going to do a lot of trade with India. We're negotiating with India right now. We're going to be soon negotiating with Pakistan. and we stopped the nuclear conflict.
They're watching these 800s.
Bad nuclear war.
They get a squeeze up here on SPY. Maybe SPY can get to VWAP. All depends what this guy says right now. You're going to have news algos listening right now.
Upstate Rubio for their work and efforts. They work very hard on that. We also, as you know, created a situation where the Houthis, for the first time ever, have ceased firing, and they've let it be known that they're not going to be firing at American ships anymore, not going to be firing at Americans anymore. This was a heavy barrage that lasted for...
Here's the squeeze. Still in this, folks. Still in this. Looking for a continuation. Watching for that trade all the way on SPY if we can get up to VWAP ideally. Here we go. Here we go, folks. This is what I'm looking for. All right, so first stop looking for SPY to VWAP. Then I'm going to look for a return. Basically 840s if we can get through 840s. Looking for 855s if we can get through that all the way topside. I'm just looking to run this all the way as far up as possible topside. Moving my stop up because he's talking. I have extra risk, unfortunately, right now. Here we go. So what we're in here. Talking about China now.
Sides now agreed to reduce the tariffs imposed after April 2nd to 10% for 90 days as negotiators continue in the largest structure.
What he says now is going to be very, very key, folks.
And I want to tell you that a couple of things. First of all, that doesn't include the tariffs that are already on, that are our tariffs. And it doesn't include tariffs on cars, steel, aluminum, things such as that, or tariffs that may be imposed on pharmaceuticals, because we want to bring the pharmaceutical businesses back to the United States, and they're already starting to come back now based on tariffs.
SPY almost at VWAP, folks.
They want to pay 25, 50.
If you're trading SPY, you're looking for that move into 80s.
I spoke to Tim Cook this morning, and he's going to, I think, even up his numbers to $500 billion. He's going to...
Looking good here. SPY getting close now, so we're watching that pivot on SPY. 580.30s. Here it goes. Here's tap. So locking some in here as we tap into VWAP.
The talks in Geneva were very friendly. The relationship is very good.
We look good here, folks. The further up we go, the more pressure we're going to put on these shorts. Remember, bears would have chased in for this bigger dump. So if we can get up here, there's re-ads. This is what I was saying. I want the trap under here and a reclaim. There's your reclaim. I know it's against the flow zones, but we're playing higher time frame. These are 1 minute flow zones. If you move up on time frame, they're still green. There's your squeeze. There's your relief. If we can get up here, we get more relief.
Great trade deal. But it was a much bigger deal originally, and then they canceled it right in the last day. Some of you faces I remember were...
So you can see SPY getting hit there a little bit on VWAP. So I locked some in on that move. So looking for dips now. Dips are going to have to hold basically 800. To be careful with what he's saying here.
It was a big deal. It was $50 billion worth of product that they were going to purchase from our farmers, etc. And we agreed to that. People thought it was 15 because they were doing 15. We made it 50 because I misunderstood the 50.
Retest of 800s here going to be key. Do they absorb this? If not, we go back down towards low of day. Watching ES into its VWAP as well.
What are we doing with them? My Secretary of Agriculture.
Remember, Trump can say anything right now. You are at risk of him saying anything, causing a market to move. I've already locked most in here today. Already up 4 figures on this move.
So they came back with a deal at 15, and I said, no way, I want 50, because you said 50. They said, so we didn't say that anyway. Bottom line, I said, go back and ask for 50, and they gave us 50. And they were honoring the deal, and we would call them up a lot for the corn and for the wheat and for everything.
Still being absorbed here.
They were honoring the deal, and then when Biden got in, they no longer honored the deal. There was nobody to call.
Yeah, Christy, I know what you mean. I don't think they go completely out the window, but definitely if he says something unexpected, we get liquidation breaks one way or another. Still absorbing VWAP here. Lower time frame algo got hit there. Still saying negative versus this. Reclaim this, a bigger squeeze is on. That's why I'm saying lock in into these moves. We said at 40s and 50s, there's your 40s and 50s. ES, I said, SPY, I said trade into VWAP. Look where it got stuck, VWAP. Look at the SPY. Why look at everything together? SPY traded right into VWAP and got stuck.
And the United States. And the bottom line is that
Flat now, I'm just waiting. I'll re-add if it proves. Especially if he stops.
Angry. I get angry. They canceled it. The deal was done. It was all signed. And people went over there, came back to me, sir. They don't want to sign the opening up China. Well, the biggest thing that we're discussing is the opening up China, and they've agreed to do that. But it's going to take a while to paper it. That's not the easiest thing to paper.
Oh.
But that's the single, I think, to me. Some people would disagree. Some people would say we're getting a lot of money with tariffs or whatever. But, especially when you add what we already have. Because remember, we're already getting the 50% on steel and different things. That's not included in these numbers. So you can add that. But the biggest thing to me is the opening up. I think
does this produce a high or low?
Businesses, if we could go in and compete with China, it would be a lot of jobs for China.
If not, if we go under here, wash, can still trap under here. Remember, these are big trap levels down here.
So that's a very, very important element.
Like I said, I'm flat now, locked in for that move. That was the first move that I wanted. We got it. Reclaim a VWAP, squeeze up to SPY VWAP. Now we wait. Is there a reason for the color change? These are just an updated version, mate. So this is Flow Zone System Pro, like the Ninja Trader one. So I'm just testing it out. It's my first day using it, just making sure it's working properly. But basically, I've got repaint on at the moment, just to make sure it works properly. Right here, if you mean that. So it's just a repaint to keep you safe versus Flow Zone. So everything beneath it is a sell. When we go above, it's a green. Obviously today I'm ignoring it because I still know what I want to trade. And just testing it, that's all. But if we move up time frames, you'll see it will still be green as soon as we reclaim this.
And third, I'm very happy to announce that Alexander, an American citizen who...
So we're bullish on 30-minute, bearish on 15 and below right now.
Is going to be released in about 2 hours, actually. And he's going to be released before the eyes of Steve Witkoff, who's done a fantastic...
Back towards the low of day in this New York session. Market's still looking fantastic here, folks. Tesla 5.77% up, Nvidia 4% up, Meta 5.33% up, Google 2.71% up, Amazon 7.60% up, Microsoft only 0.5% up. It's unusual to see that struggling here. Maybe that's the deal with Apple and Google. And Apple 5% up.
And he's been fantastic, so I want to just thank Steve. But they're going to be releasing Edon in about 2 hours from now, or sometime today, let's say.
Yeah, we got through it on the ES and the SPY. We're through that 200-day SMA. So the 200 on the spiders that we were looking for was at 573. So we got right above that. And the same on ES. That's at 5,783. So bears will need a breakdown of the low here. If they don't get it, they will get stuck.
So that's it. So we'll be heading there, and we'll be seeing 3 primary countries. You know all about that: Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar. On Thursday's meeting with Russia and Ukraine is very important. I was very insistent that that meeting take place. I think good things can come out of that meeting. Stop the bloodshed of the horrible, it's a bloodbath. But the 5,000 more, it's really much more, trying to be conservative, more than 5,000 soldiers. Russian, they're not American.
I can put the, if you prefer, I can put this on so you can see it. I just take it off because I don't need it because I know what everything is. But if you'd prefer some text to tell you what everything is that going to come on? Do I need to click it? Maybe not.
I'd like to go back to China just for a second.
Might have to reload it. Trying to put in a high-low here.
into our country, and they've agreed that they're going to stop that.
Still not in this. I was in this early. We had one attempt and just waiting now. Bears will need that breakdown of the low. If the bears don't get the breakdown of the low, they get stuck.
Should stop. Comes from China. It's amazing. And comes through our southern border. Comes through our northern border too. Comes through Canada and comes.
Pat, this is my first day testing it on NinjaTrader. So if I'm happy with it, it would be out either this week or next week. So it's what you're looking at right now.
Everybody in this room's lost friends or people.
Back to flow zones we go. 800s here again. This is key where we failed from. You can see it right here. We start reclaiming it, we go for a squeeze. All right, while he's talking, I'm just going to use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Before I do, I'll sign one of the most consequential executive orders in our country's history. I don't think there's ever been anything signed like this, certainly not with respect to healthcare, nothing even close. I'm delighted to be joined on this occasion by Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's doing a really good job, I have to tell you that. CMS Administrator, a friend of mine, Dr. Mehmet Oz, who is an amazing guy. You know, I was telling Bobby before, Oz had a very successful show, but it hurt his reputation. Because when you're in show business, it hurts your reputation a little bit. It's good for you, but in terms of professionalism and being a doctor, it sort of hurts your reputation. This guy went to the best schools, was the best, I mean, top of the line. Then he did a television show, became a success, made a lot of money, all that stuff, but it sort of hurt him. And you know who I compare that to? I hate to say this, but special woman, Janine Pirro. She was the toughest, smartest DA, maybe in our countries, in our cities, and states.
All right, here we go.
New York. She was really tough, really sharp. Then
Still holding view up here. Building liquidity. Remember, we did sweep. ES still holding view up. SPY not through its view up right now. So SPY view up's going to be key all the way up to 580.60s. That's where buyers are trapped right now. They're trapped above the SPY view up. Trapped above the QQQ view up. All right, so what we're looking at here. Who's trapped in this market? Right now, the buyers up here are trapped. And if sellers down here get trapped, we rotate to these buyers. If we base out here, we go higher. If we reject this, we trade in a range here. We can definitely build a range out for a session given the strength of this move. Okay, that would be a giant bull flag to go higher. We can afford to go sideways today if it wants. I know it's crap if it does that, but that's possibly what will happen given the size of the overnight move.
Stanford, so highly regarded, and have all been working with us very hard on this. And the question they would ask, being a little bit new to the government,
Fed speech in 20, really. Kugler, I'm not too concerned about that.
There's a term, it's called equalization. Nobody wants to mention that term. And I'm not knocking the drug companies. I'm really
SPY finding a good bid here off VWAP. ES, sorry. Is this a high or low? Do they do this for a wash? Remember, I'm favoring the upside move if it can give me the opportunity. Bit hard when he's talking.
Today, the United States will no longer subsidize the health care of foreign countries, which is what we were doing. We're subsidizing others' health care.
Reclaiming 800s here again.
Small fraction of what for the same drug that what we pay many times more for.
Sellers here, 825. Still nothing really big on the tape yet. I feel like everyone's waiting for POTUS to finish. Biggest orders on the tape. Probably that sell order up at 21k. It's the biggest order on the tape right now.
And the drug companies actually told me, sir, it was just brutal how they forced them. The European Union suing all our companies, Apple, Google, Meta. They're suing all our companies. They end up, they have judges that are European Union-centric. And they get 15 billion, 17 billion, 20 billion, and they use that to run their operation.
Mate, careful what you're saying there, Trump, or you'll get yourself in trouble.
So what's been happening is we've been subsidizing other countries throughout the world, not just in Europe, throughout the world.
Accusing European judges of taking payments for suing companies for monopolization and price gouging. Not very smart there, mate. All right, still holding 800s here, very, very well. Starting to see that higher low. Can they produce a higher high? We need to get through SPY VWAP if we're going to produce a higher high.
President, he calls me, he used to call me Donald, now he calls me president, so that's nice respect. He's a rough guy, smart guy. Very successful, very rich. I wouldn't even know how we would know this, but because he's got comments. So, President, could I ask you a question? I'm in London, and I just paid for this damn fat drug I take. I said, it's not working. He said, I just paid $88. And in New York, I paid $1,300. What the hell is going on? He said, so I checked. And it's the same box, made in the same plant, by the same company. It's the identical pill that I buy in New York. And here I'm paying $88 in London. In New York, I'm paying $1,300. Now, this is a great businessman, but he's not familiar with this crazy situation that we have. But he was stunned.
Oh my God, Donald.
It was just one of those stories, and I brought it up with the drug companies represented by somebody.
Can never just say A to B, can he? Has to go all the way around that alphabet before getting to it.
He just said, because they can't justify it. He just said, look, you got me. You got me. I can no longer they've been justifying this crap for years. They said, oh, it's research.
Yes, back to VWAP here.
Research and development. Other countries should pay research and development too. It's for their benefit.
Still has a potential to be a bear flag and breakdown. If they don't get that breakdown, that's where they get stuck. Still no secondary trade here. We've had one squeeze up. Can't really do much when POTUS is rambling about all sorts of nonsense. Talking about fat pills now.
So for the first time in many years, we'll slash the cost of prescription drugs, and we will bring fairness to America. Drug prices will come down by much more, really, if you think. 59, if you think of a drug that...
Think about the volume that we talked about at the beginning of the day where we would need to hold. About this here, this is what we talked about in the morning session. All right, so we need to hold this or trap here. Failure to do that, you open up this move. This is why these levels here are absolutely key. It's where we've developed all the volume. It's why we have the blue box here. All right, it needs to hold this and offer this for a trade back up. If it fails to do that, if it keeps getting stuck here after breaking down, remember it needs to break down and backtest, this becomes possible. That will still be bullish on a daily, just so you know. Even if we do this move down, we might set a Monday, Tuesday lower week before bidding back up. We do have CPI coming this week. Lots of news coming. 800s remains key here. You can feel it in the tape. Still holding VWAP on the ES. Still holding VWAP. Starting to, you can see SPY is trying to push through its, or trying to get up to its flow zones. ES is trying to reclaim them all right now. It's just the 800 sort of under over kind of level right here. They're doing the dance. They've done the dance all morning here. It's a big level. VIX trading downside though. If VIX lets go here and comes back down towards low day, we might get a squeeze. It's a big, big if. Watching a VIX on a 5-minute. Watching this transition here of that old 5-minute high. 9.15 is key. If they let go of this, we go back down towards low day. If we go low of day, market should offer a squeeze. If VIX finds a bid here, maybe it gets a second leg higher and we go for a wash. It's trying to squeeze here.
6, 7, 8 times, or even
Here we go.
10 times higher.
Do they get back through this old pivot?
So that you go 10 times more expensive.
SPY trying to trade back up towards its VWAP right now.
The United States is home to only 4% of the world's population.
Have to be careful. We are building liquidity out here. This can still be a giant bear flag. My bias is upside, but maybe they want to do this. We don't know while Donald's talking. My bias is upside, though. Into VWAP we go on the spiders. Do we trigger a squeeze through the VWAP? We haven't got through the VWAP yet today. We'll join if we trigger a squeeze. If we trigger that squeeze, we can go back towards the opening range high, the New York open print, which is all the way up here. Remember, we're bullish overall. Here's VWAP on SPY coming. Not anymore. VWAP on SPY here, folks. 580s. Big level here on the spiders. Get through this. Start re-chomping up towards 81s, 82s. We build liquidity out there. We're going new higher day. China.
We just started with them. Oh, they'll come down a lot. You watch. We have all the cards. They treated us very unfairly.
You have all the cards, but you just moved from 145% to 10%. Yeah, you got all the cards, mate. All your small and medium-sized businesses which just went bust in the last 80 days because they couldn't afford to stay solvent, because you got what it happened is you got price gouging in America. American companies realized that they could make more money from companies who imported from China who needed to replace product by American companies. They price gouged and you just hurt your own economy, and that's exactly what happened. It doesn't matter which chart we're on at the moment. We're not really, nothing's really moving. If pullbacks start to hold here and we produce another higher low, looking to take these guys out here, and then this can cause the squeeze.
The rest of the world's going to have to pay a little bit more, and America's going to pay a lot less. Again, because it's a much smaller population than when you think of the whole world.
Watching SPY at VWAP. This is key here. SPY is at VWAP. If we reclaim the VWAP and we're going to put that squeeze in, we can think about getting involved more. Dips are being absorbed here, though. You can see it. Seller at 50s. Looking good here. SPY through its VWAP. Can it take out that old high it put in last time we traded through VWAP, which would basically mean taking out these trigger highs, 850s. If we take those out, we're going to squeeze further. I want to see a dip, hold, and then a big old squeeze out. I want to see how we hold into 20s and 800s again.
One breast cancer drug costs Americans over $16,000 per bottle.
I'd really like to see the flow zones flip.
Manufactured by the same company.
VIX coming back down towards a lower day. We should get a big squeeze here if they're going to let it through. Here we go. They're trying to build this squeeze. You can see it on the VIX. Can they let this through? Joining this. I want to just see a rip up here. Small size. Boom. Get through this high and then trigger the squeeze, please. Get through the high. Looking for a trade to get through 50s and then go rip it right up higher. I need to see VIX break low of day. I need to see VIX break 19s. 50 lot here at 50. Not too big. I think we can trade up to 100s here. I think it's going to come. I want to see VIX break low of day, though. VIX got to break back under 19s here. Don't want to get stuck up here. Maybe SPY needs to pull back down into VWAP and then go again. I want to be very careful of this pivot here. 580, 50, 580, 60s. 580, 50, 580, 60 is on the SPY. I want to be careful if they start failing it here. I want to see absorption on flow zones now.
Let it die. I chose that we had to make it work. I had to make it as good as possible.
As good as possible.
I had a choice. I could have let it fail.
QQQ can't get through its VWAP yet either. It's close. Did it create a new high there? Double top high there. I think we're going to go. I think we're going to go. It's got reason to go high. If it can keep absorbing, it's got good reason to go higher right now. Market looks good. Microsoft's starting to find a bit of a bid now as well. Be nice if Donald would just sort of speed it up a bit, you know? A lot of mumbling. Stuck here at the deep pullback flow zones. Need to build this liquidity out on the flow zones to go higher. Failing to do that means a failed rotation for the bulls. But I think we can get going here. Donald, shut up. Spy back under VWAP. Got to be careful here if they offer a flush. He's still talking, folks. Anything can be said. My buy's still upside squeeze. And here's the dip into flow zones. Let's see if they absorb this into 820s, 800s again. If not, then probably going to take it. Take a little scalp loss here. Playing with house money, though. VIX not letting go of 19. I still think we can move higher here. No one cares about Joe Biden, dude. You've been in office like 120 days. Get on with it. No one cares anymore. Stop stroking your ego. Say what you got to say. Get off. Jeez, man. Okay, here's flow zones. You want to see SPY reclaim VWAP here. No. Here's flow zones. Here's the 820s and 800s. If these let go, then I'm going to stop out here. SPY back under VWAP. Need to find a bid here. It needs to find a bid in and around here. Failing to do that will be a problem for the market. It will mean 1, 2, 3 attempts failing to get through those 850s. And it's only, oh, they've added size in there. It's an 84 lot. It's still not huge up there. The big problem here is this man won't shut up and let the market get on with it. I don't know how you can talk for 35 minutes about the same thing. Stop saying middleman. Shut the fuck up. Middleman. I'm going to say the word middleman 10 times. Middleman. All right, here's 800s. Failing here, I'll stop out here, folks. Failing here, I'll stop out. I think it will happen. It's probably going to happen when he stops talking, and that's going to be my problem, I think. SPY's still under VWAP, though. That's the big problem here. It peaked through and failed. And VIX finding a bid at 19 as well. I want to be careful here on a breakdown. There we go. It's having one more attempt here, is it? Held 800s, just about. No. Stop now, mate. Pam with a silent B. This just wants to get going upside. You can feel it in the tape. They just need him to stop and we get going upside. It's as simple as that. It wants to get going upside, but he needs to stop talking so this market can be risk on. Here's a new unknown now. Kennedy getting up to talk. Come on. Get through the flow zones, please. Why are they still talking about old politicians? Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Failing there again at deep pullback flow zones. I'm out of this now. I'm just going to wait. These lot have got to just learn to shut up. Can't trade while they keep yapping. Just building out a range here. It's looking more and more ugly by the minute. So maybe when these lots stop, we do something outside of this, because this is just becoming the worst place to trade. We've had a couple of attempts. I think we took this long, and I was like long here, and just took a break even on it and went over under. Nothing's happening. It's because they keep talking. Just so you know, we've spent 30, 40, 50 minutes talking about nothing. Okay, we're going to do a deal on pharmaceuticals. The price is going to come down. That's all that needs to be said. Instead, it's like a ramble. Nothing's been said. No stats, no facts, like normal. And this is why the market can't react. It gets stuck. Because no one wants to go risk on in case they say something stupid. Yeah, definitely. We have got to have patience. That's it. We've got to have patience. I'm just waiting now. I'll get back in if and when it sets up. Britain spends less on drugs than you because we're tiny. How can you compare two nations? We would spend less per person, per capita. Maybe you should say that. But obviously England spends less on drugs than America. We're smaller than a state. All right, breaking back down to low day here. I'm gonna fall asleep in this market, man. ES back under VWAP, market back under VWAP. QQQ never got through it. SPY did. Do we get a bigger break here? That's just the thing. Have they built enough liquidity here? Are they now going to break back down into these? If we get a second leg down, that's where it can go. Where's these lower wicks here? 30s. Get rid of that now. Here we go. The dick sucking continues. Everything only happens because we got the president. Thank you. Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about some details. All right. SPY is at pre-market lows here. This is the liquidity level we talked about before. Does it absorb these pre-market lows, or does it break below and stay heavy now on the SPY? So far, you're seeing a wick underneath. Want to see what happens next. So we're watching this level right here. This is basically the same level as SPY. SPY is trading underneath pre-market now. It's just taking pre-market lows now. So let's see how we act now. If we start reclaiming after washing, they might do a trap. Otherwise, there is potential for this drift to drift down into 600s and 400s today if they're going to stay heavy. It's a big if. If they're going to reprice and trap bears, then we go back upside inside the range above us that we've created all morning. So 578 on SPY, that's the level. That's your over-under, that's the pre-market low. You can watch the IB low here and the opening range as well. IB low now set, purple line right here. Staying bearish right now. If we reclaim, that's where there's squeeze. We're doing a full reprice, well, not full reprice, but a deeper reprice here on the market. So the London lows and Asia highs are all the way down at 550s. I really didn't think we'd get there today, but I'm starting to wonder now. Again, still feels very risky to trade while all these lot are talking. They're basically attacking Big Pharma. It's a big part of the S&P. I still think these are pullbacks that will be absorbed, but it's probably a question of when and when these lots stop talking. Into 700s now. Liquidity on the book here at 700. Next level down after that, 675 in terms of volume. But we are into this thinner volume that we talked about earlier. The breaking here puts us into thinner volume. So if they can't trap here and reclaim, we can reprice into this. Breaking lower here. Really not much on the book until 500s now, folks. So if they can't reclaim, really not much on the book until 500s. Just in terms of what's actually on the book. VIX going for a back test. VIX in a bit of a push up here. So I'd say VIX all the way up to 19... What is that old wick? 1970 to 1980. It will cause further flush on the market. If it gets stuck there, then the market can turn. Starting to back test the initial balance low here. How we act here is going to be key. Here in the opening range, if we stay heavy versus these, we can go lower. If we reclaim these, it squeezes on. Big, big levels. So IB retest right there. Purple line. I'd say these levels here are key. Reclaim this, otherwise fail this. This is open. Starting to find some bids there. Under the 700s. SPY back to those pre-market levels. Does it sell versus these pre-market levels again or not? They're still yapping away here, folks. They're literally taking turns and saying the same stuff. What they're saying is, thanks, President Trump. Thanks, President Trump. Thanks, President Trump. Starting to try and reclaim here. Watching that opening range, 50s, 750s. Where's my IB on ES? Why is that not showing? They're still not inside of your opening range, just dancing around the IB low right now. SPY still not reclaimed pre-market lows, so we're still very, very bearish here in the lower time frame. If they backtest and stay heavy, remember there's a move down to 550s, which would be your sort of London low, Asia high, 550s, if they stay heavy. If they trap and go back inside the initial balance, back inside the opening range, we probably trade upside. Let's do a little view up off the open, actually. So open print right here. He's talking about lowering taxes now. Is Powell talking now as well, really?
Talking intelligently. We're in the midst of talking to them, and they're right now acting very intelligent. We want Iran to be wealthy and wonderful and happy and great. They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. So I think they understand that I mean business, and I think they're being very reasonable thus far. And don't underestimate Thursday in Turkey. President Erdogan is going to be a great host, and we are doing some work with him having to do with Syria.
Momentum still downside for now on the lower time frame, but just zoom out into higher time frame. This can still be a pullback. This is what I'm very concerned about. I'm not really looking for shorts today. I'm more focused on the longs because of the higher time frame. Starting to reclaim, starting to come back up to that opening range, 750s. Man, this year is exhausting with these. Like, we got 3.5 or more years of this bollocks lined up of just rambling. I was thinking about flying over. But I'm not going to fly. No one cares, mate.
I'm thinking about actually flying over there. There's a possibility of, I guess, I think things can happen. But we got to get it done. We got to save 5,000 lives a week. 5,000 lives, really more than that. It's worse than that. And when you see the, and you don't want to see it, but when you see the satellite photographs of the battlefield with arms and legs and heads all over the place, separated 30 yards from bodies, it's not, doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So we're working very hard to see if we can end that bloodbath. Okay, there shouldn't be too many questions. It's been covered pretty well.
All right, Q&A now.
Starting on trade. If a longer-term deal is not reached with China at the end of these 90 days, can the American people expect those tariffs to go back up to 145?
Big question.
No, but they would go up substantially higher. You know, at 145, you're really decoupling because nobody's going to buy. But they can go, they got very high because of additional tariffs I applied during the course because of fentanyl and other things. But
They're saying if a deal's not done in 90 days, where does it go to?
I think you will have a deal, however.
There you go. I think we're going to have a deal. Let's see. Does the market enjoy that comment?
Luxury jumbo jet, and how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, you know, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build the new Air Force One. You know, we have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. And if you take a look at that compared to the new plane of the equivalent, you know, stature at the time, it's not even the same ballgame. You look at some of the Arab countries and the planes they have parked alongside of the United States of America plane, it's like from a different planet. And it's close to 40 years old, might be more than 40 years old now.
Still at the IB here, folks. Nothing's changed still.
First came in, I signed an order to get it built. I took it over from the Obama administration. They had originally agreed. I got the price down much lower. And then
VIX did get stuffed a little there into 70s. Like we said, VIX into 70s to 80s looks key, how it operates there.
change orders that were so stupid, so ridiculous. And it ended up being a total mess, a real mess. And
It's trying to get that reclaim. I'm watching this market to see if it reclaims flow zones in 50s here.
well, sir, they're way behind, and they are. They're way behind. They were way behind.
Here it goes.
That I inherited from Biden.
Watching SPY at these pre-market levels. Watching the lower time frame algo on the SPY if it's going to start reclaiming.
Has really, we've helped them a lot over the years in terms of security and safety. I felt that, I think that, and very, very nicely, and I have a lot of respect for the leadership and for the leader, Qatar, and I think they knew about it because they buy Boeings. They buy a lot of Boeings, and they knew about it, and they said we would like to do something.
Watching where we broke down from here on ES as well. ES and SPY absolutely key here. Are we going to trade back up to view up here? Right at that opening range right now. We're retesting that opening range. Like we just talked about 50s. I'm saying like 50s is kind of a decision point for this market.
And it helps us out because, again, we're talking about we have 40-year-old aircraft. The money we spend, the maintenance we spend on those planes to keep them tippy-top is
Tippy-top.
astronomical. You wouldn't even believe it. So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar.
Oh, you just got to laugh, man. All right, here we go. Reclaiming. Through the flow zones we go. Can we get up towards VWAP? Are we going to start to trigger a giant squeeze all the way upside? Is this nothing more than a huge trap? Remember, I'm looking to buy dips today. Thinking about where I might engage in this now. We will continue. Squeezes on here, folks. Look at the VIX. Squeezes on. VWAP coming up. ES to VWAP. NQ to VWAP. Do we start triggering a squeeze through all these levels? If we're going to start to hold flow zones on dips, I'm interested. But I'd really like the flow zones to start really moving upside. But if this is a failed auction on the initial balance and a failed break of the opening range, this is where bears get trapped if we start reclaiming here. Remember, my bias today is to still try and get up here. We left lots of liquidity here now, so I know that this is a big level for the market to run to. The market will want to run to 850 today. It knows that shorts are stuck here now. Well, they're not stuck, but that's their pain point. You can see it right I hate it when TradingView does this. Stops, stops, stops. All right, that's where they are. Right here, here, here. 850s. I'm up nicely on the day, so I'm just trying to be a bit patient. I want to be bullish, but I really want this man to stop talking so I can get bullish.
I met with the hostages 3 weeks ago that were there for quite a while. You remember the 10 people that came in, mostly young people. 1 and 2 were a little bit older. And they were explaining
Squeezing now.
trials and tribulations. I mean, they went through hell. And I said, how many are there? They said 59.
Big level here on VIX.
I said, that's a lot.
If VIX produces a higher low here, it's a problem. If VIX starts slamming, which it's starting to look like it wants to, we can start squeezing. Yeah, I really want to get long. We failed that auction underneath the IB. Just want to be careful. This can still fail versus what we did this morning, right? This is still a flag. This is failure. But if we get here, this becomes probable. This is where we built liquidity. This is their trigger point. If we break this, if we build liquidity here and we break this, this will cause the squeeze up. I want to be careful until then. If they want to go do continuation versus this, they'll come for a retest down here. This level here is absolutely key for the day. Oh, DK, I just read that. Sorry to hear that. It's always tricky when these lot talk because you just never know what they're going to say. Well, overall, we're bullish. It's just trying to find a way to get involved. We don't want to buy the highs. We don't want to buy against momentum. It's just how do we get involved? Headphones. I don't know if you had them in your bag after the pool yesterday, I think. Yeah. Still talking here, folks, by the way. They're bringing the car business back. All right, watching ES&V up, I've got to start taking a mic. I just can't help it. They're trying to just squeeze it straight up. Watching the VIX keeps dying here. I want to get involved in this somehow. I need to see pullbacks start to be absorbed and hold. I want to see buyers step in on the tape. We've got sellers at 800, 812, 825, 850. Big lot at 850. That's where all the stops are. That's where I want to try and trade up to and through. I need it to let me get involved. I'm also looking at the money I'm up on the day. I'm like, don't force, you're up nice. We're in it inside. We're still inside initial balance. Starting to reclaim this. Blue line is New York VWAP. So if you buy American cars, you're going to get a deduction on the car, I think he just said, to try and push the American market. I think that's actually a really good idea. That's the type of initiative they need to be focusing on. 800 key here. Remember, we get through 800s, 820s, and then we're looking at 850s. I'm starting to watch this very closely here now at these 800s. SPY to VWAP here, folks.
We don't want to see people be killed. Now, South Africa leadership is coming to see me, I understand, sometime next week. And, we're supposed to have I guess, a G20 meeting.
It's a big squeeze up without me involved here so far. Off those lows, over 100 points since we reclaimed initial balance. Missed that rotation. Just didn't feel comfortable trading anything while he was talking. I had a couple of attempts, took some break evens there. So I want to be careful here. If pullbacks start to hold, though, that's different. SPY still sold into VWAP there. All right. SPY still sold into its VWAP there. I still think this market wants to move through 850 and above on the NQ. It's just, can it produce a higher low to get up there? Do we build liquidity like a quasi out here for this move here? How deep does this go? It would need to protect this, so the quasi can be deep, but I'd rather it build it up here so we know that these shorts are trapped for this move, and then adds above that is potential if it's really going to go high of day. Watching this now. 800's key. Through 800s on this flag break. If we're going to, especially if we hold VWAP and we start to flip flow zones, especially if they get back above the deep pullback flow zones and we get through this lower time frame algo, there is a squeeze up here possible.
I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China, which a lot of people don't know, but we put on the tariffs originally. And if I didn't do that, we wouldn't have a steel industry today. Now we have a thriving steel industry. It'll be thriving much more with what we're doing because this is the next level. But it doesn't include that, doesn't include cars, doesn't include pharmaceuticals when we do that. And the reason we're doing that will be to get them to come back in the country.
Got to be careful. They can still make a lower high here, lower time frame versus this, but I still think we want to build out a quasi to go higher. My bias remains higher today. Here we go. It's trying to build out that flag. It wants to get going. 800s are key. You can see it. It's failing so far to get a print and a hold above 800s. We go through that. I think 820s, 850s. ES is trying to get going. SPY still not through VWAP. So you can also watch SPY and QQQs, the ETF VWAPs. They're also going to be key. And be careful with the VIX if it finds a bid down here. Want VIX to just build out a little head and shoulders on a 5 minute and break down to lows. That's what you want the VIX to do. Come on, market. Let's get going. Let's do something. Market still looks good. Tesla almost 7% up. Nvidia 3.5% up. Meta 6.33% up. Google 3.12. Amazon 7.61. Microsoft, the weaker one, 1.18, but still green. And Apple 5.75% up. My bias remains upside if they can build out this liquidity. He's finally finished. Is he going to answer more? Come on. Oh, he's still answering. ES is getting going here. SPY to VWAP. Big over-under levels here. SPY still not through it yet.
I think you're going to see a tremendous cut. I don't think. I know you're going to see it in Medicaid and Medicare. That cut will be massive because drugs are 50-60% of the cost. So Medicaid costs are going down.
So he said they'd finished answering questions, but he's still answering. He walked away and then came back up. Oh my gosh. So you can see we back tested this trend line. So far getting stuck here. All right, so this is the trend line off the lows, which we failed. We back tested it. If we get back above this, longs are on. Until this point, we can produce a lower high here versus this and come down to here. I don't want to see it go that deep. I want to see this and a reclaim, and then I can get long for a squeeze. If I don't see that, I can't get long. Simple as that.
And remember this, the Democrats are the ones that allowed this to happen. They were the ones that were the protector of this pricing system. And I think it's going to be very hard. You'll have to ask Democrats, are they going to vote against the good, big, beautiful...
Well, like all we've done this morning is listen to him. It's now almost 11 o'clock almost. Only an hour left.
Now you're going to say that the price of your medicine is going down by 60, 70, 80%. You're going to vote against it? I think a lot of Democrats are going to be forced to do something that their leaders are going to beg them not to do. That's vote for the bill.
Okay, still holding flow zones. We're trapped between VWAP, both VWAPs, flow zones, and deep pullback flow zones, and that trend line. There is more buying volume coming into this at the moment. It's just whether they hold dips here. Please, please shut up. Shut up. Stop talking. Let the market work. Stop.
I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear?
131 lot at 850. That's where I think we want to trade up to. Raid those stops at 850 and then see how far we're going to go. I think this is the quasi trying to build. They need him to stop. If he stops talking, I'm fairly positive that this will happen here. All right. This is what they want. But he says something wild. We do this. This is the problem. We got excited when he stopped talking and then he started talking again. So I think this is what it wants to do for this. Stop asking questions, please. I just want to trade. All right, looking for this now. Please stop. Starting to enter this now. I'm just got to hope he's going to stop in a second. I'm looking for that trade up to 850s. Long here on this for this move up, for this flag. Okay, I hear clapping. That's a good sign. Maybe you're going to stop now. Stop asking. Stop. Stop. Yes. He's actually stopping. Okay. Back to work, people. Thank the Lord. Back to work. Let's see if we can hold on to this squeeze up to 850 now. It's what we're looking for. We're looking to trade up to 850. 820, then 850. That's what I'm looking for. 850, 820. All right, I'm long from this buy signal you've just seen. Long from this here. Looking for this move into this liquidity. This is what I'm looking for. If we reclaim this, even better. And if we get through 850s, I'm not ruling out a move up towards the high of days. All right, but here we go, here we go, here we go. Can we get it? SPY now through its VWAP. Want QQQ to join in some of the fun here and get through its VWAP as well on the ETFs. All right, want to be careful we don't make a lower high here. I'm not interested if it starts breaking underneath 77s, and I really don't want a deeper move. If it breaks 77s, I'll be off, and I'll look to see if we hold that opening range and initial balance low. All right, because we've already done a rotation, which I missed. There's your IB rotation to VWAP. So I need this to hold in and around here. If it doesn't hold this, I'd be very worried about this move into here. So need to hold this for this move. Ideally, VWAPs hold. SPY back to VWAP now. So these are big levels now. Ideally, they just hold this and drive up to 850. That will make my life much, much easier. What's the time? We've got a new hourly bar here coming in 5 minutes. Need to be aware of that as well here, folks. If we get through 850s, I think we can trade to those. What's that level of liquidity there? Yeah, 840s, 850s. I think then if we can get through that and hold basically up into 880, 900s is possible. Let's see if we can go here. Come on, market. Don't just get stuck here and go sideways. Let's go. Let's get going. needs to probably build out some liquidity. I don't really want it to get stuck. Just looking at the charts here, especially on ES, I'd really feel more comfortable if we start breaking 5840 on the ES. I don't. If it gets stuck here too long and does a dance, it's going to make it a pain to trade. Because ES sort of, in terms of positioning, has relative strength versus the Qs right now. Qs are still underneath their VWAP. They can still produce a lower high here on a 5-minute on the Qs, and that's the one thing I don't like, but we'll just have to see how they shake it out. What's our range on the day? It's not very big, is it? Like 196 points or something, 198 points. Plus that overextension under, so what was that? Another 40. So 238 points or something. Not bad range, but not great because most of it we've just been stuck in. We've never returned back to that upside this morning. VIX finding a bid here. So VIX needs that head and shoulder with a bear flag breakdown on a 5-minute. I would not want to see VIX start to reclaim too high. Yeah, exactly. What a wasted day from all that talk, eh? Like, honestly, can someone tell me what was said there? Just summarize it up in like 5 seconds, because I think you could. I think that was an hour plus of absolute shite. Here's to summarize it. We've done a 10% deal with China. If we can't agree a deal in the next 90 days, it will go up, but it won't go up to 145%. That's unrealistic. But I think we're going to do a deal. Okay, tick. Next thing that was said, we're going to cut out the middleman in farmers. We're going to make sure that drugs are as cheap in America as they are in Europe. Okay, tick. There you go. You said it. Saves you an hour of waffle. It's crazy, man. All right, back to VWAP here on the ES. Back to VWAP here on the ES. SPY cannot get a 5-minute like open and base above its VWAP. It keeps rejecting these levels on the SPY. So the question is, how deep do they go on this pullback? The problem that we have right now, this I think feels good for this move here, but when I look at the ES and the spiders, it's just a bit ugly altogether. What happens if they rotate all the way down? I'm waiting to find a trigger. So there's the bounce on ES off VWAP. Definitely we're trading off the ES and SPY levels here. It's definitely what the market's looking at today. I still think we can build the liquidity to go higher. It's just whether there's any interest here to participate. We've had profit taking. We're bullish. There was nothing said in that press conference which would lead me to think anything otherwise. Said very confident that we will get a deal done with China, okay, which means we're going to be 10% or better. That's fantastic. But there's been no buys in the tape here really this morning. Where's that 50 level? Is he just pulled? No, he's still there. 130 lot up at 850. 130 lot up at 850. Come on, market. Let's just get going. Let's just get going. Let's do something. Bias remains upside. I still think this market wants to trade upside. Lower time frame algo on the ES seems fairly key today. Can it get a base above it? Bouncing off the VWAP again. Come on, market. Come on, market. Get back above 800 and start squeezing. Do something for us today. Here we go. This is starting to look better now. So shorts had 2 attempts there to send it lower, failed. In this long now. Oh, are you going to stop me out straight away? Got absolutely hammered there at 800, didn't I? In this long now. Against this pivot, if it stops me out, it stops me out. There's nothing I can do. Holding so far, thank God. Got slapped there. Joined long at 84.75 on that last candle break high. Looking for a squeeze up through 800. Small size, because I'm early, but I'm looking for this 2-leg to be over and for us to start squeezing. So I'm looking for this to be over and this to start squeezing here. And I just need these to start converging to go upside. Especially if we break that old high that we just made now, where we just slammed from. That was a market order sell. I don't know who's stuck up there. Someone's stuck up there. Tempted to add, but it's not confirmed yet, so I'm just going to wait. Yeah, so I can see it on a book. Someone marketed that fairly heavy. It was I don't know if someone's stuck there or what. They just wanted to reduce their size. Oh, UK police investigating a fire at Starmer's house. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. No one was hurt. That's all that matters. SPY is still not through VWAP. You can be patient here and wait. You can wait for this market to get going if you want. You don't need to be forcing. I really want to get going. I want this market to get going there. Just won't go for me yet. $800 is definitely a big level. Deep pullback flow zone is definitely a big level. VWAP on SPY, definitely a big level over under. They've still not gotten through it. It would very much surprise me if we don't go and take 850s out. VIX starting to do the look I wanted, that head and shoulder / bear flag on a 5-minute chart starting to look good on the VIX. Still rejecting the flow zones on the VIX, which is what I want to see. I think VWAP SPY is absolutely pivotal in this market today by the looks of it. We're just doing the dance between overnight VWAP, New York VWAP. We get through this, we can go for 816. We go through that, we go 850. We go through that, we go to high of day. But most of my size will be out at 850. Want to see us get through 800s. SPY can just not get through its VWAP. What is going on here? Not an easy day to trade. I'm up nicely on the day though, thanks to those morning trades early on, but we've gone into sort of chop zone here. Where's my stream gone? It disappeared. Okay, SPY still stuck at its VWAP. Like I said, that's key on the SPY. You can see it. Can absolutely see it on the SPY. Here, move this over. This is why I watch multiple charts. The VWAP on the SPY is absolutely key. You can see failed once, got over it, failed to hold, back tested it, failed, got through it, failed, failed again. We want to be very careful of this back down to here. If they break this, they're going to look for a flush into here. If they absorb this, they can go back upside. We're still inside initial balance, and most of the range is in a tight little area today. So you've got to be careful. They're not going to make this easy, folks. Definitely not making this easy for anyone today. It was nice and easy if you traded last night. I said at the open yesterday I'd be looking for bullish plays. All you had to do was buy this. Gone. All night. Now we're into some consolidation from that. We can even think about PDC to highs. We're still building. This is still flag territory on daily and H1. Looking good here. Starting to get going here. Some buyers coming back into the tape here. It's doing that dance, but there's some buyers in the tape. They just absorbed SPY at VWAP again. Selling into 800, above that 835, above that 850. 130 lot at 850 I'd like to take out. That's where all the stops are. SPY slapped off VWAP again. ES back down to VWAP. It's just building liquidity between these two. Once it gets through one of these, someone's going to get hurt. If you don't want to trade this chop, just don't. You've now got Kugler talking as well. Short-term inflation expectations matter and affect wage demands. I mean, there's so much annoying talk today, unfortunately. Be nice if the market was just left to do its own thing. And we haven't got long left now either. 50 minutes. Bias remains upside until it proves otherwise. I'm seeing it. Every move down is a higher time frame pullback leg to be absorbed. Be interested how they go this afternoon. If they break today's low of day and then absorb under that on the H1, that's a very good trap. I've got flat in this, by the way, folks. I'm just going to wait. I've decided, took another break even. I'll just wait now. And show you my P&L for the day so you know. Ain't no red on the board. Just waiting. Very patient. Main problem is the SPY. That is the main problem right now. Rest of the market looks good. But we're inside pre-market levels on the spiders. I guess just can they build out this inverted head and shoulders or not? This quasi, whatever you want to call it. Same as we're looking at here, but you can wait for it. I'd really like them to use this liquidity to go higher. That's what I'd like to see happen. So far, we're not above these flow zones, not in a 1 minute. They need to get going here. This is the big problem that we've got right now. We cannot get through them. So we're in an IB rotation without the ability to get through the key levels, which is why I got flat again. They're having another attempt. ES bidding off VWAP again. That's what? How many bids off VWAP can it have? Can the SPY get through its VWAP? Same thing as we're doing here between the green and the blue lines. This is what's kind of key here. It's where they're trapping back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it's getting jumpy. I guess because Kugler has said something. The tariffs are long lasting. The one issue I'd be looking at is how supply chains get reorganized in the rest of the world. Well, that's it. You absolutely hammered your supply chains internally. You will find out over the next month to 3 months, a lot of companies will have dissolved in the last 90 days who relied on product from China, who then tried to move to product from America, but got price gouged out the market. I guarantee you that is what you're going to hear. And then you're going to see GDP down, and it's going to take another 3 to 6 months to get through what they've done with the tariffs. Yeah. Yeah, totally, JD. Just takes time. I do feel sorry for these like smaller companies who probably ran out of cash flow. Okay, 87s again. They're still trying to build this same move. ES trying to get going here now. I still think 50s are possible here. Very tempted to enter. Still think 50s are possible here. 850s and a squeeze through that for high of day. But we're still just building out here. SPY really matters on the VWAP on SPY really matters. We're approaching it again. Again, we're approaching it. Are you going to let them through? Are buyers going to take control of this session in the New York session and start pushing us higher? It's what I'm looking to happen. I'm looking for to happen. I want this quasi to be built out and us just rip some faces higher. The bias on the day is to go up. Right? And we had profit taking in the morning. We've gone sideways for a bit. The bias is to go upside. It just depends. Have they got enough bears trapped under here for that move? $800's coming up here. You know it's a big level. A bit of selling into this. Through that, we go higher. SPY is going to be key, like I keep saying. I want to see the VIX break down underneath 1925 and 19s. That will really help with the confluence for us to move upside here. Watching to see if this next dip is absorbed. Do they absorb into sort of 85s, even in front of it, for that rip higher? A bit of selling in front of VWAP SPY there. Do they absorb here into 85s or higher, or are we going to go all the way back down to all those wicks at 60s? If they absorb in front of 85s or higher and we start pushing, I'll consider it if SPY joins in. Here's the dip back down. Here's 87s. Through the 85s by a tick or two. Do they trade to VWAP? If they just trade to VWAP, then they might as well go and take out all the lows, and I'm not going to join. But if they're going to absorb this and move higher, I'll think about it. 90s. Again, SPY rejecting VWAP again. What are you doing, market? You're just stagnant. Starting to look a bit better here. Absorbed just under 85s, went to 82.75. Want to see what they do now. Still waiting to see if they're going to break 800s. Don't want to be early in case they just do a really nasty wash here. If everyone's looking for the same thing and they wash everyone out, it will be horrible. Spiders just can't get going here. Qs still haven't got up to their VWAP yet either. I'm guessing Kugler's still talking. Watching this 800 level here if we start to break aggressively. Hugo, my basic outlook may have altered in terms of the extent to which we need to use our tools, but not the direction. I still expect an increase in prices and a slowdown in the economy, though not at the same rate as before. It's fairly hawkish talk there. US-China tariff reduction is obviously an improvement as far as trade between countries goes. It's pretty high. Fairly hawkish talk there so far, so be careful here. You might need him to either say something a bit more dovish or just to stop talking altogether. I really need the bathroom again, so I want this to get moving so I can get involved or just do nothing so I feel good about going to the bathroom. SPY still can't get through its VWAP. This is horrible. Back to the VWAP we go on the NQ. ES doing the same thing. So this is what I'm saying. If they can't get that move, they might sweep everyone in here looking for that move higher first. We're just trapped here right now. All right, use the bathroom. I'll be back. Oh, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Oh, we're going to get going here. Still watching to see if they're going to break out. SPY still needs to get through its VWAP. Kugler still saying some fairly hawkish things here, thinking price will remain high due to tariffs for long term. All right, watching to see if we break 800 and break 815 and break 850 for a continuation higher. Market just dancing around here. I'd like to see it just get going. I think we have a potential for a move here today, but not if we cannot do anything. Built so much liquidity out in this session and we're doing nothing with it. And I really think a lot of it is down to the talk. You know, Trump wouldn't shut up. Now you've got Kugler being very, very hawkish. So how can the market get going? Can't really. It can't price in upside. Yeah, I mean, it's this is what I'm saying. If it can't get this break above here, it can come and sweep these lot out first. And then maybe it goes. But I mean, I'm running out of time even if it does that right now. It's not my preferred move if it does that in many ways. Because you're going to let shorts out who have like been adding and adding and adding and adding versus the initial balances we've drifted higher. CPI tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, we have to wait. We can't force our way into the charts, right? We cannot force our way in. It's this is just how it is. Kugler pauses changed magnitude. We may use tools, but not the direction. Given the really tight labor market post-pandemic, many businesses are reluctant to let people go. I don't think that's true. I think many businesses had to let people go in the last 90 days. I think that will show in future reports. Remember, all the reports they have is lagging. Still building, same levels, still here, nothing's changed. 800 over under, 820, 850. ES getting hit a little bit here, back down towards VWAP. You're seeing a little bit of divergence here between the ES and the Qs. ES trading back down towards its VWAP right now. Here comes the sweep on the ES. ES starting to let go. Starting to sweep these participants here out. Back under its VWAP now on the ES. Staying heavy here on the ES. Bet you Cougar is saying something horrible. Bet you he's being very hawkish right now. So will not let this do the move today. SPY not once. I mean, it has got a close. It's got one 5-minute close above VWAP, which was at 1050, and it instantly failed the next candle. No trade, Raphael. Still waiting. We traded this morning. I took longs this morning. Off the bounces on the opening range, really. Low point of the opening range, reclaim of VWAP for the trade up to SPY VWAP. But since then, nothing. I think I've had like 1 or 2 break evens. You can't trade this right now. You know, if these lot won't shut up, if the market can't rotate, we're going to go back to IB. We're going to see if we find a bid back down to here. But the problem with this is if we trade down to here is we've just let all these trap shorts out. That's a problem for me wanting the move up because they're no longer trapped if they get out break even. VIX finding a bid now up to 1950s, basically. Not what you want to see if you're thinking about an upside move. So far, we held. Everything stayed bearish. The higher time frame pullback has not finished so far. We've never broken this, unfortunately. Next level is here. I'm not going to bid off this. There's no way. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to have to wait for them to do this move. If they don't do it, they don't do it. If they want to trade deeper today under here, so be it. I'll look for the move tomorrow. But then we've got to deal with CPI. So who knows? Who knows what that CPI report is going to be? So ES finding a bid off this right now. ES just traded down to that, finding a bid off that. So now we sweat these guys. Is it going to do this move or not? I guess that's what I'm thinking about. If not, if it rejects VWAP here, we go back down towards low of day. They have the opportunity to do lots of trapping here today. We got those longs early. There's nothing else I've liked since. I've had a couple of attempts, a couple of break evens. Back to VWAP here on the NQ. Some selling into VWAP here. ES cannot reclaim its VWAP either. This is starting to look like a bit of an inside initial balance ugly chop fest day. Whereas really I'd like this day to be an upside squeeze day. I think that's much more fun, but maybe they've just got nothing in the tank here to do it. And repair some of these levels that I've not marked out on Ninja Trader yet. All right, rejecting VWAP so far there. If they sweep underneath and then trade back upside over 800s, I'm interested again. Until then, not really interested. Has Kugler finished yet? Have we finally got a point where everyone stopped talking? And have we left it too long? Has everyone gone to lunch and thought, no, I can't be bothered now? It's the other thing. If traders aren't going to participate, there's no one to get behind. Flow zone's all flat. I'll think about it if we get back above here. I'm not considering anything till we get back above here. And then I've got like a low-hanging fruit trade to here. If we do that, I'll consider it. If they've done the job sweeping, I'll consider it. Not before then. ES back to VWAP. NQ back above its VWAP. Are we going to get going now? Have we now swept internally to get going? Are we going to do something fun? Are we going to do something fun? Are we finally going to get the trade here, folks? Oh my God, man. Like, there's not even that much here. We should just go 90s, 80s, 05s, 50s. It should just go and do it. It really shouldn't be that hard. In 350s, we should be looking for a rotation high day. Okay, 90s. Come on, market. It's not that hard. ES through VWAP now as well. Don't stop here. Just start squeezing. Don't want like stuttering around. Finally, 90s. All right, are we going to go 800s and then we're going to go 50s? I've waited all flipping day for some of this. 800s. 800s. They're looking for 800s. See if we break 800s. Do not want to be early for this reason. Oh, God. What a chop fest. I think we take 800s out. We go straight 815, 850 high day. That's what I'm looking for. Nothing's changed, but I want to see it base above here. I need to see this move here and to take this out and then this out. Can see news slamming my headlines right now. What has just been said? Have a look in Discord, see if we can see that. That's old news. Don't know why that's repeating itself. All right, still same thing, waiting for the same thing. ES balanced at its VWAP. SPY still below VWAP. QQQ still below its VWAP. Technically, we are bearish in the New York session, but I'm looking for that higher time frame pullback to end for an opportunity to get bullish for a squeeze back out. Still not in it yet. It has swept to the downside, but we have not reclaimed the 800s. ES has not pivoted back over. I'm watching, I guess, 32s and 37s and 41s. So is this going to be a higher low after sweeping? We're still looking for this. Right? This is what I'm looking for. If we fail under here, then obviously I'm not looking for that. I don't want to let these shorts out. This is the big problem. If we let these shorts out, we can't use their pain. I'm betting on shorts here adding into this. I need them to get squeezed out. That's whose pain I'm trying to use. Watching 90s here. 30 lot at 800s, 30 lot at 805. Through that, we should go straight to 825 and then 850. That's what I'm looking for. Those are the trades I want. There's no real buying underneath 760. All right, it's a bit of a vacuum underneath 760, so they need to protect pullbacks into 760, which works with what we're saying. Underneath there is a problem. We let the shorts out. It's tricky. It's trying. What we're trying to do right now is hard because we're trying to time the end of the higher time frame pullback. 90s, 800s about to be hit here. Through 800s we can get going, I think. Through 800s we have the possibility to get going, let's put it that way. Can we just start taking them out? Can SPY help this market get going? Can we do anything fun? If we get through 850, I think we can have a really fun day ahead. I think we can just reprice aggressively. Protecting those 800s so far. No squeeze through 800s yet. Only a 30 lot there. 30 lot 800, 30 lot 805. Like, it really shouldn't be that hard to come and take these guys out and get up to 816 or 815. And then use them to get up to 830 and then use them to get up to 850. It's what I'd like to see. Really should not be that hard. Not enough on the book to stop it doing that. Starting to pop these stops now. This is what I want to see, but I want to see continuation. Need to see bids come in behind these stop runs. So we've just popped 800. Need to see continuation. I want to see buying on the tape. Delta looks good. Everything looks good. Just want to see buying squeeze us up. Next level that I want to take out is 815. Don't want to just see stop, start, stop, start, stop, start here. It needs to just get through 800 with a base and go 815, 830, 850. There's 800s. Come on, see continuation here on tape. 805's next level on the tape. Seller at 805, 30 lot there. They're trying to support the bid now at 780. Still not in this yet. I haven't taken that breakout trade yet. Still waiting. Yeah, exactly, Phenom. It's exactly what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. This. Why did it do that? This here. This here, microstructure. Take these to take these to take these. That's what we're looking for. Trying to find a good place to risk off. The problem for me now is also time. We're going to run out of time soon into lunch. I don't want them to go risk off into lunch. I'll be absolutely devastated if I try and get involved 5-10 minutes before lunch and they go risk off to take their lunch break. So I'm also very aware of that. I'm also telling myself I'm up nice, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, just under 2 grand. It's not the worst day considering the action hasn't been that clean. So I don't want to force anything into lunch. $800's coming up here. Seller is at 805, all right? The seller is at 805. He's not big. He's just a 30 lot. The main seller is 850 and then 900. There's a 130 lot at 850 and there's a 70 lot up at 900. The bids on the tape, like I said, 760 is that lowest bid on the tape. Beneath that, you're in trouble if you're looking at this. If you're already in this, I'm not in this yet. I'm still waiting. Maybe I'm going to wait too long here. I don't know. For me, we haven't really squeezed yet on the ES. I'm just watching that carefully. I want the VIX to break down of this bear flag here. If you look at VIX on a 5-minute, there's a potential for a bear flag. I want it to break down. Will this start squeezing now? 97s. Can we get going here? Here's 800s, 805s. All right, starting to get a little piece into this. See if I can get up to 850s. Don't want it to come back underneath 800. Just want it to squeeze straight up. At 99 pivot. Don't want it to come back under there. Here we go. Let's go and take out 5s and let's go 15s then. Let's go and take out 5s. Let's go take out those 5s and let's go 15s and then let's go 50s. Flow zones want to cross here as well. If we get the flow zone, here we go. Right, 5's tap, that seller's gone. All right, they're starting to stack here, just 30 lots. They're just adding up, 10, 15, 20, 25. I want to just go and take all these guys, take all their liquidity. Do not like the spiders. Why do you keep getting stuck here? Stop getting stuck up here. What time are you back? Oh yeah, we're going out. Gotcha. All right. Come on, market. Oh, I'm going to fall asleep. You're making it so hard. Come on, market. I don't like the look of the spiders here. I'm going to say it, but the ES looks, the The Qs look better. I want Qs to hold this kind of level here now. For this to take this guy, then this guy, then these guys. This is what I'm looking for. This. Nice. Want to see continuation though. VIX starting to break down. This is what I want to see. Can we see VIX trade underneath 1912 or so? VIX looking better here. If the VIX starts breaking down, the spiders should get going. We should get going. 850 is the target. It's where we want to go. It really shouldn't be this hard, folks. Liquidity on the book is there. Like, they're adding both sides. It's chunky now. This is what it used to look like. But we've got that order to aim for at 850. If they're done messing around, but ES is going to make it hard. I can already see it. The next pullback on ES to VWAP needs to be holding. I do not want it to start breaking below that VWAP. 25-ish, 24.75, 25-ish. I want that pullback to be absorbed into VWAP on the ES. Otherwise, not interested. Come on. That's what we're looking for. We've been looking for it all day. Sweat this. Looks better now. It wants to get here, here, and here. Simple as that. ES is going to make it lag a little bit. What is this line? I have to have a look at that. I change it? Nope. I wonder what that is. Can't figure what that is. Might have to message my coder for that. Makes it a bit messy. All right, absorbing VWAP. Sorry, I got distracted there. Absorbing VWAP there. Flush down into VWAP. Do they absorb this? We've already traded under it on ES. I'm already becoming less interested in this again. Yeah, it is excruciating. I agree. This is not fun. This is very choppy. Look at the range we've been in. I know the move I want, but look at the range we've been in. This is horrible. There's the sweep. Get back above. Didn't hold this level. Choppy, choppy, choppy. If they fail under 60s, like I said, they can come back down to here. I'm not interested in that at all. I'm just trying to clean up what this look is on this chart. There's this little white line. I'm trying to figure out. This is why I'm testing it before I make it available. Ah, that's gone already. Okay, there we go. That's better. That's better. All right, no bueno. No bueno, no bueno. I gave a little bit back there on one of the accounts. Still green. It wouldn't go for me. So it's still green on the account, still looking good, but it gave a tiny piece back, you can see. Yeah, I think I'm done as well, folks. Like, if it's not going to go, it's not going to go. Like we say, it's hard. Like, days like this is hard because the flow zones are very, very clearly cannot break above. All right, so 1, 2, fail. All right, so these are the counter trend plays. I was not focused on counter trend. I said today, like, there's a good chance of a pullback, but I don't want to play the counter trend. I want to be focused on where the higher time frame might go back into a buy. All right, because the higher time frame, if we zoom out, even if we go to a 5 minute, all right, we can clearly see higher time frame here, higher time frame here, higher time frame here. I want to focus on this. I'll focus on shorts if we start breaking down under. I didn't want to focus on counter time frame because I think there is a great opportunity when the higher time frames finish pulling back that we can go expansion back up here. And so that's what I was focused on. Like, maybe wrongly so. Like I even said at the open, I'm not looking for the shorts. I'm looking for a trap. There's the trap. Didn't take it because Trump was talking. So probably missed out on some juicy money there. But we've never flipped, unfortunately. And now it's just in like this stuck stage as consolidation. And it's not surprising, really, that we have consolidation when you think about the size of this move. Here's previous day close. That's the weekly close. There's the gap up into Sunday. All dips being absorbed. There's the breakout on the news. Pullback to deep flow zones. Continuation breakout. I said I don't want to be long up here. I'm looking for dips somewhere between these levels, somewhere in here ideally, for this move back into here. I think that's going to be the easiest move if and when they do it. At the moment, they've made it very, very hard to get involved in. You've had to be nimble with your size, protecting your profits today. Yeah, still inside the opening range, still inside the initial balance, still at all the VWAPs. It's they've not made it easy. I just got a horrible feeling I'm going to go to the gym and come back and we're going to be at high of day or something. I'm just going to... It is what it is. The VIX looks like it wants to break down on a flag. The ES is just lingering. Tesla's up 7.32%. Nvidia's up 4.32%. Meta's up 6.5%. Google's up 2.5%. Amazon's up just under 7.5%. Microsoft's up 1%. Apple's up 5.20%. Just like... They're all doing the same thing. It's probably like a 30%. Look, they all want to do this. It's just we're gonna have to wait for them. They all want to do the same thing right now. That's a pivot above. They want to reclaim and go. I'm gonna have to wait for them to have the juice to do it. Amazon looks really good though. It looks good. All holding pre-market lows. That's very bullish in Meta. Big gap up and holding near highs. Very good. Nvidia, same kind of look. This is the big flag that they want to do. The whole market's in the same pattern. Tesla, very bullish. I think the thesis is right. It's just whether it does it, whether we're here for it when it does it. I'm probably not going to be here for it. I'm trying not to get money dysmorphia. I talk about it in Discord all the time. Do not get money dysmorphia. Let's see, 1 hour is still holding the flow zones. 1 hour bullish, 30-minute bullish, 15-minute trying to get bullish, 10 minutes stuck, and then beneath that bearish. That's what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10. When they all flip bullish, we go bullish with the H1, right? When this is finished, rebalancing. When this is done that, we do this. Off the flow zones. This is what I mean about multi-time frame longs. You can see higher time frame building liquidity, lower time frame. It's trying to get bullish. It's trying to get bullish. This is what it's like some days, folks. Like, we don't always get exactly what we want, unfortunately. Building up for a banger. Exactly, Paul. It's building up for a banger. The only thing I don't like, honestly, is the ES, because it's starting to let shorts out. If you think about who got stuck today, shorts down here are stuck. There's your W. There's the drive up. We don't want to let them out. And in NQ, we've not really let them out. It's okay. But if we go to ES, we're starting to be in danger of letting these folks out. If we drift down into here, we will let these shorts out break even. I don't want to do that. I need these guys in pain to get up here. We need this. And it's not doing it in ES. Look at the difference between ES and NQ. See how we've not come down here in NQ. We're holding much better. This liquidity here, break this to get to this. Looks much better. $95s now. They're going to have another go. ES is still under VWAP though, folks. If you're going to have a go at this, just know ES is under VWAP. It's been doing this nonsense all day. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Slim. Go and do something else. It's just a trade. It's just one day. It's just a trade. Like, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like, I should have got long at the open. I should have put money on last night. I bloody well knew we were going to do this move overnight. Didn't take it for whatever reason. I know the reason. I said I don't want to watch the charts on Sunday afternoon. I went and sat by the pool with my wife and listened to a podcast. That was probably better spent until I woke up this morning 800 points higher. And then that move would have paid for a month in the sun with my wife, wouldn't it? So here's what it is. What it is. So ES still stuck under VWAP. Like I said, I'm not taking it because of that. I want to see alignment. VIX tried to fail. What did we say? 1912, I think it was. 1910. Yeah, we came down to 1914, found a bid. London session was killer. Yeah, London session was beautiful because that's when they came out and said it was the meeting with China. Here, right, yesterday, Sunday, we said, hey, we're going to, we've negotiated with China. Here, we said 10%. Boom. You got to remember, last week we said we knew we'd negotiate. Then Trump said we think about 80%. Tariffs would be about 80%, which I said was nonsense. And here we said 10%. Big difference between 80% and 10%. I don't know why this ticker thing is not rolling. It's a shame. I had this built. Is that more accurate now? What's it saying? SPY 2. It seems like it's delayed data on that, which is a bit annoying. I wanted this scrolling ticker to be live for you, so that any of you who struggle with the Mag 7 can see the data, but I think it's lagging. What's that saying for Apple? 5.20. Yeah, that's lagging behind, which is a bit annoying. If anyone's got a fix for that, I have real-time data, so it's just this scroller is not picking it up for some reason. If anyone knows how to fix that, I'd love to help you guys on stream, especially those. I know some of you struggle, you don't have enough chart space, you don't have all the data. If anyone knows how to fix this ticker scroller so that it's live data, please let me know. I'd greatly appreciate that. We have 9 minutes left and then I'm out of here. Sorry it wasn't the best session, folks. Sorry it wasn't the best session. I think I took 3 break-even trades in this session. At least I locked in some money. Here you go. ES has just let all these shorts out. It's just let them all out. So I like the longs even less now, because they're not keeping shorts stuck in the market. They might bid off here for like a double bottom or an IB rotation bid, but I would definitely say those shorts at lower day, if they've added into it, doubled down, added into a loser, they're now break even. So they're not stuck anymore. So I'm less interested at the moment. I can tell I'm not going to get another trade this session. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Any questions before I sign off, folks? Back to view up on NQ. This chop just continues. Here's your opening range. Here's your initial balance low. Here's the failed auction down here. This up here is your trigger. Flow zone's all flattened out now. I still think we get up here, especially over this lower time frame algo. You can see how key it's been. Up above it all day, rejection, rejection. If we get back above that, we'd probably go for a squeeze. But until that point, you just can't be buying this trying all the time, because with the weakness in ES, it can just drift lower now. Now it's let them all out. I really don't like that. Is this the 200 day? No, it's just my drawing. Better break even than red. Yeah, I just know in days like this, you have to be like, you have to be a little bit proactive, especially when Trump's talking, especially when they're all talking. If you're wondering like how have I managed to get green and not red, it's just by taking profits when they're there. I've definitely given a little bit back on a few of those accounts. Not a lot, but a little bit. Yeah, it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. It's probably because everyone's looking for the same thing. You know, I think if everyone was looking, if you think about it, everyone's been looking to trade long, right? Not that many people have been looking for shorts. Okay, so here's the roll, right? This makes sense. Okay, yeah. Once we do that, what's everyone looking for? They're looking for areas to get long in, because as soon as we go up in time frames, the problem's been, it might be that too many people are looking for this and they're just getting in each other's way. So we might need to wait. It might even have to come down here. I'd rather it doesn't come too far down. I think it's going to let a lot of people out. But remember, the top Bollinger Band is here. Anyone who's joined late, the top Bollinger Band is up here. It's why we didn't want to get long all the way up there. We know that is the extreme of the day. All right, so by tomorrow, the bowler will be up here. So then we can think about aiming for this. But we're going to have to think about, if we're really going to pull back, are we going to offer this? Where would I be thinking about shorts? If we break back under these levels, then I'd be thinking about a short rotation down into here. But right now, we are bullish. So I just want to keep finding ways to go higher until it proves otherwise, basically. Stuck at that New York view up. We bounced off the 200 daily today, did we? I think we moved way above it. I don't have that. This is the 200 day that we traded to last week. We're above it. I'm not sure what chart you're seeing that on. Let me check. SPY was above it. ES well above it. QQQ well above it. I don't have us bouncing off it on anything. I have us gapping up well above it. So I'm not sure what chart you're looking at, Martin, or if maybe you're using a 200 EMA rather than SMA on a daily. I'm not sure. But I have us well above it on every single time frame, on every single chart. What I might have to do is do a flip day here and just rotate these charts quickly. Make sure my copy is on the right one. So I want to get paid again soon. Just took payment last week. is to micro. US in sleep mode. Yeah, it is a little bit, isn't it? It is a little bit. Here comes the momentum downside. I just want to let this slow down for a second before I try and flip it, because I don't want to be stopped out straight away. There we go. All right, so I'm out now, and I lost 0.04. Perfect. All right, so I can mark those down as another flip. That's what I do when I don't trade them all together. I make sure I trade all my accounts, so I just get a day locked in for Apex. You got to trade them 8 days. Is this market going to do something here for you in lunch, I wonder? I would absolutely laugh if I come back after lunch and you're at daily highs. But yeah, I'd stay away from this for now, folks. That's me done. I'm going to call it a day. You've only got 90 seconds left. I don't think anything's going to change here much in the next 90 seconds. We can just go over what I'd be looking for this afternoon. There's two options, really. Failure down here. An H1 sweep and move like this would be good, because you've got this to reprice up there. All right, that's possible. If you stay heavy versus value area low and point of control, like we said, it's very thin in here. Very, very thin. If they want to reprice this, they can. All right, all the way down to 600s, 500s. I really don't think we come anywhere near this gap fill. Right, I'm just going to say that. If you're hoping we get a gap fill today, no chance in my mind. This is just a pullback to get long. Maybe that long is going to happen tomorrow, maybe this afternoon, maybe later in the week. We're going to have to see what CPI says. I don't think the best location for shorts is now. Not now we're basing out, especially if you're trading the Qs. Qs is still basing out versus initial balance low versus opening range. Right, if we think about this, we're just inside Globex. Globex now on my chart will always be the orange lines. Orange to orange. All right, initial balance is purple to purple. Opening range is white to white. So we're inside of everything. We're just building liquidity. So don't like the shorts. I like the idea of the longs, but they're not setting up. So you've probably got to wait. Maybe it needs to do one of these. I don't know. Definitely let all the shorts out if it does that. So you'd need more shorts to chase in and reprice. That's why I'm less interested in this play. It's not really done what I'd want to see. I like shorts. Remember, I want one side being stuck. At the moment, not convinced one side's stuck anymore. And that's it. You can watch the VIX. You'd want the VIX to start breaking down. All right, if you're watching the VIX, I watch the VIX on a 5-minute. That is not the VIX. All right, I watch this on a 5-minute. You'd want this to start breaking down. All right, remember earlier I said you'd want a 5-minute head and shoulder or quasi. You need this to start breaking down. If VIX starts reclaiming these areas here, this is where a short happens in the market. If we start going upside, this is where a short happens in the market. VIX needs to stay heavy versus this. And ideally, you want it to start breaking down if you're looking for longs in the S&P or the Nasdaq. Right, so you can have one eye on that. We can have a quick look at the spiders. You'll see what I was talking about that. You can just use the VWAP. All right. Spiders stuck. Here's your pre-market low. This was the level where we swept. Where I was like, if we sweep this and trade inside, there's a squeeze. There's the squeeze. We're trading back to that pre-market low. If it holds this, bulls can hold this. This is possible. Again, what are we looking at here? 1, 2, this needs to hold, and you can afford to wait. You can afford to wait and let it just build out. They are chopping around here. They are not making it easy for anyone right now. And the chop continues. And you can wait for direction. Wait for flow zones to start seeing separation, or VWAPs to start giving you direction. Right now, you got VWAPs are flat. Flow zones are flat, deep pullbacks flat, and you're inside everything. Just wait to be outside. It's going to make it easy for you. Just set price alerts. Don't watch this. Set price alerts. Make it easier on yourself. 10:30. You thought we came back. Martin, what chart are you looking at, my friend? 10:30. You thought we came back down to the daily. I don't have that. Let me just triple check in case I'm missing something. This has got rid of. Yeah, this is your 200. I don't have us as down there. This is the 200. 640 right now. Not far off, I guess. It was like 50 points off it. I don't think we've back tested it yet. For me, for the indicator I'm using. Maybe TradingView is wrong. Maybe you're looking at using a different platform and it's calculated it differently. But for me, based on the NQM, let me check the NQ1. Is this NQ1? Let me just check this, because that will calculate data slightly differently with the rollover. Yeah, I mean, NQ1 has it even further away, down at 300s. All right, so the NQ1 contract, which is probably more accurate, has it down at 300. So for me, yeah, we haven't back tested it. We've just broken through it and nothing else. Never looked back. On Ninja, okay, well, yeah, it's possible. I know Ninja calculates them slightly differently, so maybe it's possible on Ninja Trader. Maybe. But I would check between the NQ1 and the June contract. All right, folks. You know what to look for. You know what the game is. Set your price alerts. If you're exhausted for the day or you've got chopped up, don't worry. Just come back tomorrow. It's not been an easy day. And we go again tomorrow. All right, folks? And I'm going to test this indicator all week, make sure I'm happy with everything it's doing, and then we can go from there next week. And if it's good and working, I'll make it available for sale. All right, everyone, use hard stops. Be careful. Obviously, lots of talk today in the markets. It will move this market, and we're going to go back to the 800s now over lunch. ES approaching VWAP. Like I said, I would not be surprised to see me come back after lunch and us at higher day. All right, I'm getting out of here before I do something stupid. Peace and love, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. And use hard stops.